So, how's it going, everyone? My name is Hirsch, and this is Money and Me podcast. I'm back with another episode with another exciting guest. In this podcast, you get to see some of the most enticing interviews in the fields of crypto, blockchain, finance, and whatnot in the world of Web3. And today, also, as I said, I have a very special guest by my side. I will let him introduce himself once I'm done with this orientation kind of thing. So, if you're hearing my voice for the first time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out other video, of course, after watching this video. And without any further ado, let's get right into this podcast. So today my guest is Josh James. So Josh, I'm looking forward to this conversation since we had our last conversation. So I would be really pleased if you would like to introduce yourself so that viewers get the gist about what you do and who you are.
Awesome. Well, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Grateful to be on here, and I really appreciate the audience for sticking through and giving us max watch time on our on YouTube, because that's the most important metric, is watch time. So yeah, I'm a marketer. I do only online marketing. I've been doing it for like over a decade. Doing like usually specializing in emerging industries. Always like marketing technologies. Primary focus is Web3, NFT, blockchain, crypto, and metaverse marketing currently. So I'm president of Rocket Acquisitions Inc., which is a national marketing agency in Canada. We serve clients globally. We've done like 1.5 billion in sales since 2014. We for clients, and we have basically put as many ROI driven, A/B tested, like proven strategies out that we possibly could since like we've inception, and we're always trying to make sure we always deploying marketing efforts that generate real dollars, real value, and hopefully we can save you guys a few bucks and get you started on the right foot with a few good insights here on the show.
That's great enough. And many of the people in the audience might not know that Josh hasn't done an MBA degree to get to where he is right now. So, Josh, I would like to ask you, what's your story behind becoming a renowned marketing engineer and a businessman, that too without an MBA degree?
Yeah, for sure. So I personally actually have a really high respect for university degrees and like people and their MBAs. I like always love getting people with like higher tier educations on my teams, and just milking them for their knowledge, skills, and efforts. I think it's like really important, really valuable. But and having said that too is like personally have been I've dropped out of university a couple times. First was to be a professional gamer, and the second time was to help create systems to enable internet privacy, because I found it was really at the time it was like personally really important to me. And but both times at university I had really good experience. Was in like business programs, had like full scholarships for when I was there, so didn't have to pay for school, luckily, for those times. And a really fun part of like my journey has been like went from like dropping out of my marketing class, first marketing class, when my teacher came over and closed my laptop in front of everyone. And I was kind of just like, I was writing a marketing contract well for like a client, and there's no way she would know I wasn't taking notes. So it was really, really quite frustrating for me. So I just like left like that on the spot. I was like, wow, like you shouldn't touch my like personal property as a teacher. So yeah, I left, dropped out then, and was actually got hired by that same university to run their marketing. Like they hired my company within 6 months of leaving their program, which was pretty cool. So we were doing marketing for the same university that we couldn't stick through a marketing class with. But and so actually I also have been like pretty fundamental working with a team to create one of the first blockchain degree programs or certificates out there in the world, like taught at over 200 universities how to create and write smart contracts if you're a programmer. So we did that in about 2017. We got like endorsed by like the government of China, it's like, and in some really top prestigious universities. You can take it at University of Washington, University of Alberta, Okanagan College, Dalhousie, quite a few others like worldwide. They did a really good job. So, and they've like taken it quite a bit further. And a lot of people with like full masters in businesses and stuff like that have like polished that certificate and that degree program since like we first like created that. But like, yeah, you don't necessarily need a degree to create the degrees from the start.
Yeah, that's interesting enough. And I agree to it to a certain extent because some people, take this thing for granted. Like people see people like you and Mark Zuckerberg, and they're like, I can also drop out. They just see the output that you people produce, and they forget about they have to even put inputs into something to get to that output. So that's the most important part that people often skip, and they just drop out. And now they're not putting inputs, and they're just thinking about getting outputs without like, then a college degree might be better for you because you're not putting that much inputs to get that output. But if you are willing to do that, then I think that you can achieve anything with the right skill set and without even going to college. Because I was reading a research, not a research, like history about how like schools and colleges evolved, and it was like that parents who were not able to educate their kids sent their kids to schools and colleges. So that was the concept that evolved the schools in our society. So that means we can learn everything by ourselves, as you said. So that's quite interesting, but that's just a one point that you even need to put in inputs. So yeah.
Totally, 100%. Yeah, it's actually really like really super valuable. And like I would say that you're I'm like never stop like learning. I didn't like never like you never stop learning, you never stop like applying. And it's really like important not to like let yourself plateau. And what's great about schools is such a great structure, and there's a lot of like refinement, and you get like a lot more credibility in the marketplace when you come off it. And it's really like life's a lot easier with a degree than without one, in my opinion. Like usually like being at the helm, it seems great when you look at the statistic wise, is not good for success ratios. And the success, by the time you're successful in like entrepreneurship itself, you want people with degrees around as much as possible. And yeah, it's much easier. It's like the work of like being an employee. I'd much rather be like an employee than the boss like most of the time, because it's a lot less work, and you can be a lot you have like a life. Pretty much like you can have like what really matters in life, which is like your family and relationships and that type of stuff. I don't think playing around with blocks and titles and programs is fun, but yeah, a lot more fun to be able to have a good, clear path and not have to overthink and learn everything, basically.
Yeah, you put it pretty well. Like you can be a better employee than a better founder. So choose wisely, I guess. And
Yeah, you make a lot of money just being a good employee than the founder, especially like stats wise. I think it's like over like 80% of all entrepreneurs. I think it's 50% of all entrepreneurs in North America make less than 20,000 a year working over full time hours. And then I think it's 80% of all business owners are solo entrepreneurs, so they can't afford to hire a second person. So it's like 80% and 50% are like you're not looking good stats wise. And I think the over people with over like a million or like ultra net worth of like ultra high net worth individuals, like you're like 95% of them are, you're looking at over 65 plus. So it's really like a low, like you're looking at like 2 to 3% of people in the world, like your human beings, like are actually capable of even like having like value stored over $1 million, basically. So it's like just like human statistic wise, it's very very low success ratio and possibility ratio.
Yeah. Another reason that I think for this like low statistic is the influx of many people coming into the space of entrepreneurship and marketing. Everyone think that their idea is worth investing into or worth like putting attention into. So they just get
Mm.
into the field of entrepreneurship and marketing thinking that their idea might be the next big thing or next Facebook. So that's also a
True.
reason for this low statistic. Now,
100%,
yeah.
and 100% agreed. And I think it's also like really important. Two things like is to take on that is like one, yeah, I totally believe in most people who can take that journey and go for it. If someone says they're gonna do something, I always like I'm the first person to believe yes. I believe you. If you say you can do it, you'll do it eventually. And but there's two things people always screw up. Is one, you should just go get your sales first before you build anything. And then like if like you can go get the sales to for the product that you're selling, before, like do that before you build it. Like you'll always be able to build it. There's a lot of builders. Everyone can build it stuff for you, but go get the sales first, and then do that. And also, chances are there's like usually like 2 or 3 situations in the journey. One is like month 1, and one's month 3, and both are usually due to doing everything under the sun besides sales. And you'll just slowly end up in a spot where you're wondering why it's not working, or like you just like the rest of your life is gonna claw back at you and demand your time back, and it'll be really hard to come back into and follow through with that same project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like, marketing is one of the most essential part of getting into this entrepreneurship thing, and
Mm.
it is also like the most important and the most difficult part, you can say. So, I want to know from you, like, how has it changed over the years? Like, is it the same thing as it was 20 or 30 years back, or is it something different now?
Yeah, it's like really hard. It's the hardest business category in my opinion, and it's the most valuable. It's also like the most competitive, and it's the deepest knowledge rabbit hole that you can go down, in my opinion, in business. You can't like doubt like how secretly impossibly hard it actually is. It's very very difficult. It's like the most like under like it's like the most over falsified thing is that like it's easy to market, that like people will post like and like sell, and all the best marketers in the world are selling you tools and systems that they themselves forget that don't that they have the marketing backgrounds they have before they were successful in what they're doing, and usually they're selling and shilling stuff that is like very very difficult to get your money worth or get your profit off of or succeed off of. Because if my like rule is if you put your credit card into it and it's like a multi-billion-dollar company and doesn't like refill your credit card for you, like how easy could this system possibly be?
Mm-hmm.
Because like
Okay.
they're making billions of dollars, like $200 billion a year, and they don't just fill your credit card up like for like makes really it's really like secretly hard. Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm. So you basically are saying that marketing now is harder than marketing was before, yeah?
I don't know. I feel like it's always hard. Like it's
uh,
never easy. The Because you're like really driving sales. Like you're there's like psychology. There's attention. There's timing. There's consistency. there's novelty, there's like category design. You've got yeah, there's a lot of like really like the deeper you go, the more like you start to map out like how much skill is needed. And I say like even like back then it might even be like just like 1,000 times harder because like they like came up with like concepts and like ideas that like are like necessary from nothing, like you know, like or like they're like at like wherever it is in marketing, you're either you're either making money or you're losing money. So it's it can be really punishing.
Hmm.
So,
I also feel like marketing is very hard. It doesn't depend upon the time. It's like you can compare it to coronavirus. Like coronavirus is still there, but it has just mutated. So like marketing was back then also, it's still there. It has just mutated into some other form, but it is very hard to catch up around. So yeah, I
cool.
completely agree. And
Yeah,
now I
good
would
call.
like
Good
to
analysis. Good
what?
analogy. Oh, good analogy. I like that.
Uh,
Yeah, it's very, yeah, totally.
Thanks. So now I would like to specifically know about how is this marketing, or I'll say ad marketing or promotional marketing, done in the field of cryptocurrencies or blockchains or like Web3 in general?
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. So a bit of like a like story recap on it is to like frame it is originally it was like very legal marketing that was going on that for like all cryptos. It was I'd say because I was doing I've like done a lot of private equity raising marketing, like marketing for like venture capital companies and like how to like, and I've spent a long time learning the legal end of marketing securities and what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do in different regions. And so we really started like just Wild West. You just like, I remember first seeing the first like ICOs and going, wow, that's like the most illegal security marketing I've ever seen in my whole life. That is like, you can't promise 30x returns on anything, and you can't promise returns on anything and not be selling the security. So it was really, I was like, wow, that's like not going to last long. And but yeah, like kind of crazy, like enough they let through, and it was just kind of like quite a wild rush. And but now the projects, you'll see like quite a bit of like the companies really care about the legality and make sure they're like to spec things happen that don't basically lock your project away in the depths of court for life. So essentially, it's like is really cool. So yeah, so crypto marketing itself is like every industry, every company, every situation. There's like you have such a like buffet of options. There's so many different ways to do to market, and but like with crypto and like blockchain, it's like crazy that like a lot of the marketing strategies that people are running just can't move people in the high enough volume to generate like explosive growth or explosive sales that like are necessary. Like in like certain like markets, like even for like marketing, business to business marketing, we can easily be doing one like onboarding a client at a time, essentially. Like we can be marketing to doing ads and like funneling through like one person. But like in crypto, you need like, you can't like get away with like one person at a time. You need like 20,000 people to move in like today. Like, and then tomorrow then you need 80,000 people. And then Friday, like if you don't have like 300,000 people and and like Marcus Anthony is like resurrected and as like a 3D character, and you're like working with Marvel Studios and Disney's in, and like Board Ape Yacht Club is like fronting it, and Yuga Labs is 10xing it. Then like you're not moving fast enough. Essentially, like there's not, you're not gonna keep your momentum for very long. and it'll just like bottom out. And so it's really interesting. It's a completely different animal. It is like you can't like actually like most growth hacking in Silicon Valley is not done through paid ads or any really efforts besides referral or like affiliate marketing systems.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
like
crazy.
everything like feeds, usually is supposed to feed into your referral system as like a reinforcement to like encourage people to like keep referring. Because like your referrals, like one person can bring you 10, and those 10 can bring you 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and then those 10 can bring you 10, 10, 10. And if you actually open any major app in 30 seconds, you could find their referral program. Like you open TikTok, $25. You open crypto.com, $50 share. DoorDash, share with your friend, $20. You get like skip dishes, yeah, $20 too. Just invite your friends. there's like a secret sauce, which is referrals, is what and all the other marketing that goes around it is just to remind your community to keep referring people.
Mm-hmm. Really interesting and crazy because I feel, like you said, the marketing in the industry of crypto or Web3 is still evolving. We are still yet understanding how we can fit marketing actually into like cryptocurrencies, though like cryptocurrencies are actually based on finance, so marketing comes like inherently in cryptocurrencies and Web3, but still. As we are still learning about cryptocurrencies, we are still learning about marketing into cryptocurrencies, it's evolving, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Totally. Every day is like we're closer and we're closer, and we can eliminate a lot of stuff in crypto as well, which is kind of cool. And but yeah, there's just some major ones to like keep eyes on. Is always like see when you see like a project take off and sustain itself, that's like always a good sign to go, okay, there's some really good marketing going on. Like what are they doing, what do they do, or what's the system that they've just ran that has like generated this like type of momentum. And often like there's like two or three really like under like valued and under like stuff that people really don't notice is one, like the only projects that like are making it in Web3 now are like marketed by like really, really good marketers. Like they're sick marketing. Like they're really good. Like they're not, those guys aren't like under 30-year vets. Like they've been doing it for 30 years and have boomed a few billion-dollar companies at least once, or at least read the book, like they haven't, and a lot of the strategies and stuff going on, it may seem like overnight successes, but a lot of stuff is really running like can be up to like a year of prep for a 1-day launch. And you only see the 1-day thing, but if you actually would like try and set it up yourself, you would look at like easily like over a year to coordinate some of the stuff, like the ApeCoin, for instance, like launching on simultaneously an ERC20 on every exchange all once in 1 day is a year prep. Like it takes 6 months to get on some of those exchanges. Some like you're looking at $1 million buy-in. Coinbase, remember, we got approved for one, and it was like the amount of paperwork that was going to happen was like 6 months of paperwork. And so like so we see the ApeCoin. But when we see like it's going on 10 exchanges at once, you have to go, oh wow, like how do they get 10 exchanges at once to coordinate all at once on a ERC20, which is a $30 contract to run, and like what is like what would like go in behind coordinating 10 global companies to secretly not announce or not leak it, or like when were the leaks, why did they leak it, is it leaks part of the strategy, usually is like for that, like the level of coordination is so high, but it's never talked about, we never really think about it, and we never get exposure to how old a company usually is, or the experience level of the people who are initializing or launching that particular system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I I'm resonating with that, and I also guess like for the same reasons, like marketing is very important. So for the same reason, I think every like management team in a entrepreneur for an entrepreneur, like in his team, he should have a person with a good knowledge of marketing, so he can advise him that your project, like our project, is not aligning to these kind of terminologies, so we need to like reshape it a bit so that it is marketing friendly. Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, totally. There's like, I totally agree. It's like, you need a marketing person, like the dedicated person, just like you need a compliance person for like the getting exchanges. But yeah, the marketing person is really, really important. I think the coolest hack is like to just try like arranging 30 days like worth of your marketing ahead of time, and then like doing it all, pre-program it to run and execute for you, and just see what happens. Like see if you can like put together like a 30 days worth of stuff first, and try and see what happens off it. Because the best marketing is going to be is like the longer, more depth, and more complex, actually. Like secretly, the more complex, the more like successful usually it is unfortunate. But there's no simple marketing that's really like, oh my god, that's simple, it works. It's like it's usually like, oh my god, this is like so simple, but it's like 10,000 steps. I love it. It's like it works. Like all 10,000 steps together, you get money at the end. And the journey to money is very interesting. I'm always begging and clawing at every single company to keep monetizing things and never stop selling things or making more money, because and never stop trying to like arrange things ahead of time. Like the hardest thing you can do, and the biggest like challenge is trying to do things as they come. So like if you can lose all your time, all your energy, all your efforts by like doing, like, say you have like a new partnership and you're like, oh, this is awesome, I can't wait. Then you go to like put all the content, you like find the hashtags, you get all the content ready, like get all the quotes you done, like all the coordination with both parties. You go to like push it out there like on, it's like a Tuesday. That's like, this is a good time. So everyone's online on Tuesday at 9 a.m. And then you just like, you push it out there, goes out there, and it's like, woo. And like it's well received, like you're like sitting there, you have to respond to comments, like you're making sure people like gets pushed out there, like hits the right algorithm. You're on LinkedIn, it hits the 10-minute window. You're on YouTube, like you get the watch time. You're on Twitter, it's like it gets pulled up by the automation tooling. You like have like algorithmic favors on TikTok. You get like all the stuff, and it's like it's and then you have your Instagram, and you're like, please, like, people like my Instagram post as well. And then if you think about like, then you're like done, and you're just like exhausted. Like it's like that was like 2 days of hard work, and you got out there, and it's like woohoo. But then what next? You know, like you now you have to like do it again, and like we also have to like think about all the coordination and like timing and like efforts and energy and people involved, and then all platforms, everything. And then but if you don't follow it up with something, your momentum died, basically. So like you got your momentum, but then now it's like, oh no, like I have a deadline of momentum to keep going. Like I have to do it again and again. And I see a lot of people get trapped in social media loop situations a lot, where it's like, yeah, you could like, I personally could like, you could hire like somebody who like somebody's like 20 years old to like be on Twitter 18 hours a day and like grow pretty good and do pretty well. But it's like much more effective to just plan 30 days ahead of time and organize things as far as you can, so that you can like be consistent, b like have a strategy that you can measure, and see like not destroy like all your time essentially, like and know what you're trying to do and accomplish, because there's a a real like time investment like every time you have to do it. So like it's really good to batch all that stuff. Like when you do like 30 days ahead of time, you can say, okay, I'm picking these 3 hashtags for a reason. There's a certain traffic level to these hashtags. There's a certain opportunity to them. Uh, they uh, they have a good enough buyer influence. These are the new hot ones. There's like big, but we can take them over. And so we're going to target like these 3 hashtags for this 30-day period. So that decision is done, and now you don't have to come up with hashtags for an hour on every channel, and like you're sitting there and you're like, which one? Like who's consistent enough to do that? I don't know. Like maybe some people are. I personally can't. I'm not that consistent, so I need those tools heavily. So I've always relied on any type of automation. And you can't really like there's certain platforms that you can't succeed on anymore like without like really good automation. I think.
Yeah, what I get is like marketing is a process of sheer effort and knowledge with a particular direction. Direction is like the most important thing in it. And also, as you said, we should utilize technological tools in marketing because it is already hard. So we shouldn't make it harder by not using these tools. I guess we should
Yeah,
use automation tools. They are made for that purpose.
totally.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it's so much easier, it's so much smoother. And like you take a break for a week and like your tools still got your back, you know? Like you can take like you can sleep in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, 1 week, just and not lose your momentum or lose that consistency, which is kind of cool. And
Mhm.
it's 100% agree. Like let's just like use these things. They're good. They're good stuff. They're like AI is good. It's really good. And AI is AI with a heart. And thank you AI for existing. Thank you. That makes life easy. And thank you automation tools for like for existing, because yeah, like you could literally just like it's full time, like it's a full time job to grow any individual platform, no matter who it is. You're gonna, and also what is interesting is there's API limits that like our automation tools can surpass. That you have user interaction limits. Like LinkedIn, you're looking at like 100 requests before like you are locked for the week, essentially, as like max requests. But like you can API um, uh, access like by loading in emails. You can instead of direct connection requests, you can send usually email requests. So you get the email, pull the email, add it to the stack, and then shoot it in through the API protocol that like I don't know if when you first sign up for LinkedIn, you can sync your contact list, so that like syncs all your emails, and it like surpasses your 100-person limit to like send a request with using the email, not the URL link. So like so like the AI tool can send 1,000 per week. But if you're person doing it manually, you'll send 100, and then it locks you. Like you can't send anything till next Sunday. It's like, yeah, you hit your max request for the week. Sorry, no more growth for you. And also, if you had an API tool that you could use, like, sorry, like you can't use that either till next Sunday. It's like, and it's but like your API tool can overpass you and get the same, get better targeting, more consistency, which is kind of sad. It's like, man, I want to do it manual, but like, sorry, man, like APIs just got you on lock. So it's like just impossible. There's no way around certain platforms to not use it. So
Great. Now I would like to move on a bit practical side, and I would like to know from you what are your top 5 marketing strategies for NFT, like focusing on NFT. So that are, in your opinion, must for an NFT. Like, what are your top 5 marketing strategies that are must for an NFT?
totally. So if you're doing so everyone will say community, community, community. Like everyone's like community. Oh my god! Like I don't care what you say, but like I need community building. Like community building is everything in the NFT world. Like once you have community, you have money coming in because you have the community, and which is not wrong. It's great. It's like kind of like saying you need gas in your car. You know, like it's like no one's gonna talk about the eco car. You know, like no one's gonna like the default response is just like gasoline. You need gasoline to run the car, and so that's like kind of the community building economy, and it's really interesting because yeah, Web3 NFT space is like has its own rule set and its own growth paths that don't actually work in like other industries. They also don't. The marketing that works in other industries does not work in NFT world very well. Don't doubt that it's that you're if you're having trouble, it's not you. It's just how it is. It's just tough. And so there's so for 5 things, I'd say if you're going to grow through social media, you need automation tooling. And if you're doing automations, like don't DM 1,000 people. Work hard on the what you're doing. Like figure out like the sequencing. Moonbirds is a good example. Moonbirds is a project 1,000% through Twitter automations only, and it was amazing. It was all Twitter automations though, no influencers, no nothing. That project opened the Twitter account in March, and they sold out 66 million in April. You know, like it's a 30-day only Twitter, no Discords, no brands behind them that didn't exist, that existed prior that could drive that type of traffic. So yeah, it was full automations. That's one. The other one would be the Yuga Labs systems, which is the doing a after you've like, so a lot of projects, the misnomer is that you have to sell out when you launch. If you don't sell out, then your project, then it's a bust. But like Bored Ape Yacht Club, they I think they sold like 500 the first when they launched, and then they like didn't sell out their project for weeks and weeks and weeks. So like the how they got to selling out is so once you've minted, it's like it's like kind of like get to your mint, get it out there, and then you want to start creating kind of promo collaborations with other project communities that have similar size as you or bigger size. And so you do what we do call is like an airdrop redeem for your for both communities, and then you do a public sale to the rest of the world. So yeah, like so you have like 10% of the promo or the let's say it's land or like the token. The current communities, you want to make sure they get a free redeem available to them, and then you sell the other 90% to the public at like a good price. So that what happens is the current communities get excited and they see tangible value being attached to it, as because other people in the world will want to buy at full price. And so like you get like a kind of this like free marketing going on that you get. I don't know if you ever see, like every time there's a Yuga Labs drop, like I don't know if you can like open your Twitter without like you're just saying like $11.5 million off of like ApeCoin and like AMA. It's like I just got like the 2 rarest lands for free. AMA. It's like they just take over. Like it just takes over Twitter, and you can't even no, like there's no way to like nobody's talking down on it. It's all like positive vibe of like, but they're all the people who own it going crazy, and because they got a free redeem, and so they take over the airwaves and just snuff out everyone. And there's no, you don't get the standard thing where you try and sell something to the same community twice, where it's like, man, you guys are like milking me, like I was like believed in you, and like now like it's like you need another $10. Like come on, man, like I believe in you. Like don't take my $10 again. Whereas like this time it's like here's another like $1,000, like, and everyone else in the world, like, they can buy it too, but like for 1,000 themselves. And so what it does is like creates like a FOMO for the rest of the world who's not part of the project yet. And it also, but it creates like a excitement for the current communities. And you want to, like, usually that's like, if you look back at the a history of like almost any like project, like Azuki or like Invisible Friends or like all these guys, they'll have done like 10 or 12 of these like airdrop collabs that are like, can be like one-off promos that have nothing to do with anything, like be like a poster, like a collab poster and NFT that has like no like contractual integration with like any project or anything. But what it does, it like gives the and you do like, you always have it so that they have to redeem, pay gas fees, but it creates like an extra thing for the current people to get excited about, and everyone else in the world goes like, man, like if I don't get in now, like when I'll miss out again. Like they just like, I just watch these people like make like $10 million like every week, and like if I don't get in now, like I'll miss out again. And so we all like go crazy and like try and get in while it's hot. And so that's like what ULabs does like every month, and they make another, they just 10x their company every time. So it's like, now they're in the billions of dollars. It's kind of like, okay, that's pretty good marketing. Like that's a good marketing strategy. And it's like a complex and it's hard to get your head around, but it is like really important to compound the holders and the communities, and so they get excited, and then you make sure that the rest of the world can buy in, but they have to pay. Like your guys like get in for free, but like everyone else has to stand in line at the club. Like your friends can like all walk in, like pass the line, like high five the bouncer, free drinks for life, and then everyone else is like in the world, like that they know that they're talking to about is like waiting in line, paying cover charge, and they're going to be there for a few hours. It's just how it is, and they're going to pay $1,000 for the Grey Goose that you're getting for free or something. Like that's like kind of the equation for those guys. So I see, yeah. So there's automations. I see collabs, and then I'd say you're going to have like your laying things out strategically ahead of time, and there's just planning. And so the next one would be giving yourself enough time and being okay with just getting something out there, and seeing like there's companies I know that like we've launched, like they'll launch like 6 times to be successful. Like you can always just relaunch. Like if no one found out about it the first time when you launched, like no harm, no foul. Nobody found out that you launched that time. So anyway, so there's no audience, no users. You can easily try again next week. Like but like maybe put like an extra month in between. And but yeah, there's no need to sell out within like 12 hours to be successful in it. So it's really just was talking to one of my colleagues today, and we were saying, like, like you can just like just get it out there, and then work on the airdrop redeems, and slowly grow and gain momentum is like a really well proven strategy. And yeah, there's like, I'd say like the only other two would be getting is like the getting good advice, or good like doing good people that like to get help with the marketing. I'd also say that other thing would be to if it's not working, you have to go trying something else. Like keep trying something else. Like there's not many. I'd say there's not many things that we even know about that. Like I don't even know 5 things total that that like really work as well as those first 2 things. Like I'd say like, yeah, your category design. Yeah, so let's go automations, redeems. Let's go category design, which is like how you position yourself to be novel. Because if you're novel, That's important. It gets it's kind of like if you're like when you're shopping, if you will be shopping and see something new, it gets creates dopamine in the brain, and so like you're someone who's like is like if it's new and exciting, then it's like creates buyer drive just through the dopamine rush of novelty, and then you have like being like uh, giving yourself space and timing, and then I'd say like then quality of what you're doing, and um, it's like there's like it's like really hard to even find five things. Like
Of
just like
course.
I wish I had more than like two, but like those five things that are gonna go in every time on my end for sure.
Nice. And it makes sense, like automation, free redeem, category design, space and time, quality. So I guess viewers also noted it down. And yeah, I'm not so sound about marketing, but it makes sense to me too. Like, yeah, before even automation and redeem, you need some quality in your product first. So that's the first thing you should do. You should focus on, because marketing may help you to reach out to people, but if your product is shit, then you cannot do like much about it.
It's true, and you can it's like you can be successful with like 1% of what you have too. Like you don't need like a billion things to be successful. You're right. Like one thing that's really high quality is way better than having the 1,000 things or the 1,000 giveaways or 1,000 items that like just like we have this, we do this, we're creating this. It's like just do one thing like really well, and you're gonna be like a lot more 100% more successful for sure, and
Yeah.
not overwhelmed. Not overwhelmed. You'll be which is kind of cool. It's like because we all think we need everything to like. It's like, oh, we need the white paper. Oh, we need the Discord community. Oh, we need the influencers. Like, oh, like Taylor Swift didn't like retweet this. God, like if Taylor just retweeted this one time, then we'd be
Totally.
successful. Like, and then it's like, yeah, it's like, and we're not Yuga Labs. Like, oh, if we were Yuga Labs, then we'd have everything. And like, it's like, yeah, you just do like one thing really well. Like one like I said, one good piece of art. Don't be scared to do test runs, test launches. Um, but yeah, definitely just try and get like try to like make money as fast as possible, like without spending money. That's like a really key thing. Is like after launching like a million businesses, I'd say like if you can like you can actually like make money without doing much, which is interesting. Like you can we have clients who've had 10 Discord members and done over like $60,000 like in sales of NFTs from 4 people, which is pretty cool. Like 4 people communities, which is interesting. So like there's no you don't need like a million people to break the ice. You can be successful with like one person. Like I've one project. I'm like fully funded for one project that I don't even have we don't have an idea yet of what to do for it, but because like but like we know that like we're high faith that whatever we come up with eventually will be good and be worth it. So like that's like fully VC backed uh, and like pay salary for stuff, and yeah, you don't need anything to like make money, get funding. Just the less you have, probably better, more successful you're going to be. Don't even need an idea to get VC funding. Just so you know, like it's doable. You don't need a degree to create a degree. Like you don't need Taylor Swift to retweet yet. Taylor will retweet eventually, but you don't feel like that you need to pay anybody to do anything. You can make money like right away. Like you don't need much.
Surely. I agree 100% with that. And we have talked about like marketing, how does marketing happen in crypto, and we have discussed about strategies in NFT. Now, I would like to get onto a more concrete point, like what does the future hold for the crypto project? And also, what does the present crypto projects lack in themselves from the point of view of marketing?
Mm-hmm. So I say like so the future's are really exciting. Imagine like everyone who's Web3 right now is like your family and part of the team, because like we're trying to everyone of us is trying to onboard like the whole world from like Web2 to Web3. So it's not even big enough to not pretend that everyone's like working together. Um, there's like to get 7 billion people, like having like 10,000 people working on Web3 or something. We're pretty much like one company, getting everyone from 2 to 3. So yeah, I would say like really, really exciting stuff to like coming up for it. And oh, I had a really good thing for that. The yeah, what is, oh yeah, one thing that like everyone is unaware of, like one of the biggest things I see that nobody is really understanding fully yet is that like a metaverse is like building a metaverse and a game and ecosystem for Web3 is like kind of like building like World of Warcraft. Do you think about like how much work, like how many people like worked on World of Warcraft to create it? Like think of like 1,000 of like the best like people in the industry or in the industry, like working 24/7, like sleeping under their desk for like 4 years, and then launching World of Warcraft. And it's like and then running it. And then, so there's like, you really like got to look at like, if you need to understand like game development, uh, even and if you don't understand it, it's like, look at like your favorite games and see like, okay, like how often does like a new version of my favorite game come out? And how many people work on that secretly for how many years before the new version comes out? Like when Skyrim comes out, uh, then like when's the next game come out? Like how many years, how many people, how many millions, how many skill sets, how many people are going in working on that every day? And then when does that next game come out? You know, like because like that's like what a metaverse is. It's like a 3D virtual world. And yes, like I'd say like the great thing about Web3 is like people like enabling us to like create the enough of like foundational stuff to like get sales going, to scale up, to be able to drive like real big teams to build the unique verses. And but yeah, you're really like, it's really like a game development, and game development's been around for a long time. So like if you haven't, if a project hasn't doesn't know like the like what is actually going to have like go into like building that full game, and or what goes behind, or what's behind the scenes of those like full successful like RPG open world game systems, it's worth like taking a look at least for like just for like knowing, okay, this is how they got to where they are, and this is how many years it took, this is how many professionals, this is how many millions, and this is like a dime in the rough too. So like so knowing that, like you can kind of go, okay, like me and my friend, if we're doing this, like let's just try and sell one thing, and then we'll use that to like get the next thing, and then get the next thing. We'll rope in somebody here, and we'll rope in somebody here, and like it'll get there eventually. But I just know that like if you haven't built World of Warcraft before, expect to build World of Warcraft but also put on a blockchain and make sure it's that you can't get looted into the dust when somebody what's it called dumps your stable coin somehow and destroys everyone. So yeah, you're looking at security, financials, legal, and World of Warcraft, and throw it on a blockchain and open it to the world, and try and reverse engineer what would go into like doing that. I guess it's not easy. It's doable. We're all working hard. Everyone in the industry, I think, is working really hard, and will really succeed in the space over time. But yeah, it is World of Warcraft on a blockchain that we're doing. So it's not a minor thing. But like
Yeah.
you can look at Eagle Labs and they don't create more than like one thing at a time. And the when you do that, you get the money eventually to run a game studio. But it is game development at its core.
Yeah, you have touched a great point. Before we move on, I would like to ask you your point of view about VR and metaverse. Like, how is the market for VR and metaverse right now?
It's interesting. So if you're good at marketing, if you're gods at marketing, like you're there, it'll work and succeed, and it'll get there. There's always no matter what, like up or down or economy it is, or like what's going on in the world, somebody's always making money somewhere. There's always money to be made. There's always a transaction to have. We're all making transactions 24/7. We're buying, selling, eating, traveling, uh, like commerce like goes on. There's always opportunity if it's well done. We're all like, I think the big thing is we all really good marketer. I was like talking about this the other day. It was like everything we do is like based around like a status equation, usually, which is like if I like do this, it'll give me more status, or like if I do this, it'll give me less status. And it's like the micro of like every decision everyone makes in the world is like status. Like it's like if I buy this now, I'll have less money later. Um, uh, so that'll decrease my status. But I'll have this like new shirt, which will I'll look at the party, so that'll increase my status at the party. So maybe I should buy this shirt because I'll have higher status. And then it's like investments were kind of like, it's kind of like okay, I'll be out money now, so I'll lose status because I'll have less resources to do things. But later on, I'll have more. Like I'll have like 10,000 more dollars off this, so I'll have more status and more resources to do things, and I'll look good to my friends if it wins, and I'll look like a pro, so I'll get more status. So it's all in on green, you know. let's do it. So like it's like all it comes down to this status equation, and which is really fun. It's like a really secret universal principle going on. And so there's always like, it's like really high growth right now. Like I'd say like you can make money, a lot of money in like Web3 right now. And metaverse is going like crazy bust, like for the moon. Everyone who like hasn't been in a game world before is like learning what it's like to be in a game world, and like all the benefits of like community and like a connection and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I see it like going like crazy from the moon, and it's good to get in now. Like just be like careful, take your time, and sell stuff and make money for sure. But yeah, I see metaverse is going to be really massive, like just stupid massive, and it's like there's always like money to be made, like but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on that like it's like 1 month, like you put a lot of time and effort and money into, and then but you haven't seen the returns, so then falls off, and then so then that project kind of goes off the wayside, and or somebody loses like a lot of money, and or like things happen where there's like chaos or Mount Goxes or that type of thing, or Lunas for people. And but like we're kind of like, the scariest thing about Web3 now is custody and ownership of like the government slowly, because like everything's on chain. Is the most tracked system of all time, like of all time. You have the most user identification like ever done in history. Like there's like it's really kind of like, it used to be, Web3 used to be Decentraland, like the decentral world. Now Web3 is like the virtual VR world. So it's kind of like yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think like the there's going to be like a lot of really successful operations like being deployed, and a lot of success to be had for sure.
For me, like the biggest problem with VR, like if I see it from the point of view of a developer or a gamer or like a technological enthusiast, yeah, I see a lot of growth even right now. But the problem that strikes in my mind from the point of view of a consumer is that VRs are so like inefficient, because you have to like carry this thing over your eyes and your head for all day long, or not all day long, but while you're using it, you have to carry it over your head and your eyes, and it's very tiring. And the technology right now with VRs is not so efficient, and the games that are coming right now are like, they are also not that efficient. Like, I would prefer to play Counter Strike on my computer than on a VR. So there, but
Sure.
down the line,
True.
30
True.
years or 5 or 10 years, I guess it would be improved. And I guess what we are expecting is a new platform, like our mobile phone have almost replaced computers, like laptops and mobile phones have almost replaced computers. So yeah, we are craving a new platform, and metaverse is seeming to suffice that, and people are expecting too much out of it. That's why there's a lot of hype, and there's a lot of potential of growth, as you said, in metaverse. I feel so.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you're right, 100%. Yeah, there's definitely a charge being led that's a bit blind, for sure, on what's like doable, what's like enjoyable, what's like, do we want to put a big headset on like for 24 hours a day? Do we all have the Zuckerberg room for all the tools to like have a 3D what do you call it, like mobile ball that's moving around, and like you have like 30 wires hooked up, like it's like you're making the Star Wars movies or something. Like yeah, how crazy is the future of VR? Like, do we all want to play what was that, like I think it's like, what wasn't that's the Nintendo system with like Nintendo Wii, like is like every game gonna be a Wii game thing, like, or like Xbox Connect, like how or like even like Xbox marketplace in the past, like with avatars and that type of thing, like um, how many types of games like do we all want to be playing on those, and also like is that like kind of like the game worlds, is that going to be yeah, really doable, and are those going to be fun games, like, and also like, can these people build World of Warcrafts, or like or League of Legends, or like Counter Strikes, or like how many years went into Counter Strikes, like, you know, like get to build Counter Strike, you know, like how many years like between Counter Strikes, which Counter Strike works, and like what about esports, like who can do esports right, like the gap of misunderstanding of what they're doing in relation to what has been done for a long time is kind of interesting. Is like gaming is metaverse. Like games are metaverse, like World of Warcraft and Sandbox. You know, like they're the same. We're looking at the same game here. Like this is like the same thing. You guys are doing the same thing. This is like RPG, open world RPG. Like that. Like instead of like selling accounts and leveling on like backdoor forums, like now we can like sell them on like OpenSea, you know, like the you can now, like, instead of like selling like your Neo points for $4 on old forum, Invisa board forum, and then hope your account doesn't get banned for the 2 million Neo points you got, and it's like for $8, and like now we can, like, the 2 million Neo points is like worth like 200,000, you know, like in like the front end markets, you know, it's like we've been selling digital assets online for a long time. It's not new by any means. It's just kind of like I'd say like enough people like didn't play games or do that stuff that it's new to them. So it's not new to us as gamers, but it's new to them as people, like to discover the virtual realm of stuff. It's like wow, like a virtual house, like this is sick. Like I have a chest of treasures, and like I can like level my character, and like I can like go on quests and like talk to my friends in like virtual meetings or whatever. It's like yeah, it's like a guild in like World of Warcraft, or like or anything really. It's like any RPG in the world. ever done as guilds, and we're all talking to each other in chat, and we've been doing that since like '02 or something, or like 1998. Like there's since we had dial internet, we've had internet games where we've all collaborated and talked and had these social experiences. And for the people who were like did have never done that before, they come in as like, holy cow, like I just like met somebody like in Singapore, like or like I'm like talking to friends like all over the world, and like it's like yeah, that's like Xbox Live for us when we were like 14 years old. Like yes, you like it's like a great network, it's like great community stuff. Like you get to it's like it's just kind of like it's like about time like gaming like we like get to like our business is like gaming, you know, like about time gaming like makes us money, you know. It's like about time, like about time we make money off gaming. We've been all wanting to make money off gaming. We've been sharpening our skills. We've been working our DPIs on Counter Strike and getting those keyboard combos on League of Legends. So like yeah, about time we can make some money on them. You know, like about time we like come in with like a really big skill set of gaming into metaverse. Like gaming metaverse is like this is like the same thing. Like there's no difference. This is a game world. This is a game world on blockchain that like we now have the company say, okay, yeah, you can sell the stuff in the game. Like without us banning your account. Like before we would sell the stuff anyways, but you get banned by the developer because they'd be like, no, how dare you make like $8 off leveling somebody else's account? Like that is like unjust, like that's unmoral. Like how dare you like take that account to like a 50 in like Halo 3. Like like I was paying like I remember I was paying the Australian teams like best team in Australia to like level my account to 50 every night, and then I would lose down to like a 47 during the day, and then they would log into my account and then win it back to 50 every night, so I could get to play with all the pros, but not. I think I didn't deserve to play with those pros, but the equation of us like buying and selling online is just like we just get to bring in a wealth of experience just by like aligning what we already know about games and how they work and what have been successful in past games, and taking that to like the metaverse world. And it's like that's where like the opportunity is, like just like okay, this works in games, this has worked in games before, this works in like Counter-Strike for esports, in metaverse, like this will work for community events in metaverse, you know, like and I think the community building, the secret sauce is real world events. And like you go to a baseball game, like a kid goes to a baseball game and he's like 6 years old with his dad, say it's like the Yankees. There's like a million people standing in the crowd, like yelling, screaming, all with like Yankees jerseys. He's like watching, like there's like a hot dog stand, and he's like big bright eyes, like wow. Like, and his dad's like, yeah, like you're a Yankees fan. Like here's your Yankees jersey. Here's your Yankees hat. And so that kid becomes like inducted into like a Yankees community. So he becomes like a Yankees member through a real world experience usually. So the last like 10,000 years of human development, most like community induction is through events. So like so if you want to grow your community, events, webinars, events, that's the secret long-term sauce of growing communities.
Yeah, I completely agree that gaming and metaverse are synonymous. And also, I feel that to make metaverse more acceptable, we need some kind of, psychological pleasure in while being in metaverse. Like if you see traditional games, um, the games which succeeded most have some psychological element attached with them, like ranking system. People can compare themselves, who is better and who is not, and that's why they succeeded in that sphere. And as you said about status in the beginning too, so yeah, and like in evolutionary psychology, they tell that humans are driven by three aspects, that is reproduction, survival, and status. First, as soon as your survival is complete, now you go out looking for status to in order to achieve reproduction. So that's all about status. And once you include status in your equation, the thing is gonna boom up.
Totally. That's
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Status. Status equation. Love it. Love it.
The
Everyone
greatest
watches
thing.
podcasts, your status is going up through learning about status.
Hmm.
So keep your watch time up because it helps YouTube more than anything.
Yeah, correct. Um, I would like to move on to the next question, which is like a recurrent debate in the field of marketing between organic marketing and paid marketing. So, what do you think? Which one is better, the organic marketing, or I should hire someone who can do this paid marketing for me? And what makes a marketing strategy a paid marketing strategy?
That's a good question. So, okay, I used to be in the camp of paid marketing only. Everything else, who cares? Like, you pay to be number one on Google, you get first business. Nobody even notices. 90% of people wouldn't notice it was an ad, anyways. So, like, they just open their phone, type in taxi, type in limo, type in hotel, type in airport. First thing comes up, click on it, buy it. At time of, you just like couldn't. It was like I was fully in that camp, like you couldn't convince me otherwise. Like I wouldn't even get out of bed anymore for a long time. It would only be like hit like checking paid ads and then go back to bed. Like check paid ads. Like you're not doing anything else. Like SEO, get out of here. Like organic stuff, no. Like whatever you want to do. Like for $3, I get the client, so you don't get them. You're not gonna get them. I'm gonna get them for $3. Like I just couldn't be better and better at this marketing stuff with paid ads, and so I always do that. I was nuts. I was like crazy psychopath that only did one thing, and which was paid ads. And other marketing companies would like come to us, like most of our clients were marketing companies. Guys, like you guys are the paid ads people, do the paid ads for us. And we're like, yeah, we can do paid ads. Like we can't do what you guys do, but we can do paid ads like really well. And but yeah, now it's like nuts. It's like I think that like you can't move enough people with paid ads for metaverse and Web3 stuff. So like you can I say like every other industry, like keep going. Like you're gonna do well with paid advertising if you have it optimized correctly. You have the right systems in place. You have the good copywriting. You understand all the stuff. But like yeah, it's like really wishy washy with like what's paid, what's not paid. Because like if your time's going into it, that's like putting your money into it too. So you're and then like the organic stuff, if you want to be using the tools that work, you want to be using, if you're doing SEO, you want to be like having like stuff like SEO Surfer, that like topically analysis, like so you can keep keyword infrastructure up. You want to be making sure that you're like finding like good links, backlinks. You want to be like, but like a lot of stuff is paid. Get good links is paid. A lot of press is paid. You can definitely get things for free, like having a good press kit for like those links. But yeah, like I'd say like you have like to move big groups of people in Web3, you just can't do it with paid ads. Like there's not enough. You can't move enough. Like there's limits on accounts. Like you like set up accounts, new accounts, you get banned right away if it's like an NFT metaverse on most platforms. Like you usually have to have like a certain like aged Google Ads account to be able to run NFT queries, or you're insta banned. Facebook is similar. There's like all these like Twitter is like has like a global ban on NFT marketing, but you can still do it. There's like all the stuff like in the paid marketing. There's like limits and like restrictions, and I'd say like to move enough people, you can't do it in paid anymore. Like
Mhm.
unfortunately, which sucks because like just like all my paid ad skills, like I can no longer just sleep in all day and just hit paid ad go. And yeah, just ignore all platforms for Google search, and we'll be fine. But yeah, so I'd say like yeah, you're gonna, no matter what marketing you're doing, it's like you're either like you're gonna have to put the time in to something that has like a really high skill ceiling, that like you're gonna have to pay like for the training, or pay for somebody to like do, or like have a really good friend that can like you can pay like a good price to like get him to like do the work for you. But you're looking at any organic stuff, you need copywriting. Copywriting is a really powerful thing. It can make you a lot of money. And I'd say yeah, to move enough people, you have to do this like really powerful marketing efforts that are just kind of like very disruptive and very new and fresh. But yeah, you have to be able to move like 10,000 to 100,000 people like in a day consistently. Like you can't, if with paid ads, you're looking at maybe we can like get in 1,000 people on paid ads for like $10,000. You know, like I think it's like $20 per Discord user on average to onboard, and then you have to like nurture and like babysit somebody in Discord for 6 months before you sell something. So you're paying $20, then you're their babysitter for retention stuff for 6 months. Like keep this person entertained for 6 months and then sell them something. Like don't lose this person. We paid $20 to get them, and keep them entertained. This is like a daddy daycare situation, or keep people in Discord entertained because we're all bored. So but if you give us too many notifications, we're out. Don't at everyone too much or whatever. But yeah, you're not. It's not easy to like keep people in the community for 6 months or 3 months or a month or 2 weeks, like a week, to like then sell them something because like you come in. Normally you they come in, close a deal, buy something, and then they've invested, they're part of the group of clients. There's like whole now you like at least like have money to like back to like keep them to like service that client. But yeah, with like the metaverse stuff, like you pay $20 to get them into your community, and yeah, you have to pay thousands of people to like keep them entertained and babysit them. So like yeah, you have to be able to do the real hardcore like good marketing efforts that unfortunately like aren't really like the paid ones. So they're the strategic alliances mostly, and automations and API calls like Moonbirds.
Cool. The one thing that doesn't align with me in paid marketing is the like particularly in Google search, like you see that ad in that search, so it kind of like triggers something in my mind, like, oh, this is an ad, so I'm not gonna click on it. That means they're not so good at it. That's why they use paid ads. So that's how our minds work. Like I think so. So
It's true. Like there's if you're a internet person, savvy internet user, yeah, you skip you're naturally gonna skip past that the paid ad spot for sure. And but yeah, Google search kind of is like declining in utility, as well as because they have the topical analysis search results for your SEO results. So it used to be like direct keyword like backlinked keyword situation, where like you type in like Rolex watch, and like it'll find the words Rolex watch. Like now it's like to like if you type in the words like Rolex watch, it's looking for like the topical analysis around like the terms Rolex watch. It's like trying to find like, okay, what is like it's like words that like are related to watch and words that are related to Rolex. Okay, those are like around this like cloud of things. Okay, that's close enough. Like let's show them that stuff. That's just like winning on Google search now. So it's yeah, it's not very useful anyways anymore, or not as useful anymore in my sadness as well. And yeah, I'm totally in the same boat. Like would always skip those, but the first on the phone is different. So like the a lot of buyers in the certain demographics don't know about the word ad, or would not like or previously would have there would be no real differentiation between the ad spot and the next spot on mobile devices. So they would just says like taxi, and they just click, and then like boom, sale. And so they never get to the local search. Now you do. Now it's like different, obviously, but yeah, back in the day it would be a little different. And so I totally agree with you 100%. Like yeah, we're definitely conditioned to jump that hoop to like the first results, I guess. But they're not as good as they once were. Like they were really honestly good before, I feel. And I feel like nowadays it's really hard to find stuff on Google. And the things as marketers, we're always going to game the system, so it'll always be gamed by somebody. So like just give us like something that works really well so we can find information that we need. that's relevant, not the topical analysis of the category using a cloud API tooling system or something. But yeah, it's like there's definitely value and like of long term of getting those spots. Like it's hard work and it's a lot of effort, but a lot of money too. Like you're gonna have to like jump into it. You're looking at a long term plan. A lot of people will have full time people trying to get them the links all the time, like the backlinks to the websites, because like your overall trust value is kind of based on like the trust value of the other sites that link back to you. But there's also like a lot of under the hood extras going on that like are punishing, like rewarding the keywords that are linked. So there's like a whole strategies around making sure you have the right mix of which words are actually linked that point to your website for those terms. But also you need I'd say like tools like SurfSEO or like the AI systems like Jasper.ai. Like using those types of things in combo, you're going to be like so far ahead on getting the natural results due to like using the AI to tell you what to do, and it'll just do it for you. And like you can see what your topical score is around those keywords. It'll tell you like what keywords need to be included to show up for those terms, and then you're basically like backfilling, like trying to hit the 100 out of 100 guarantee scores, and then but then you also need the backlinking infrastructure to support it. So yeah, it's not easy. It's like more expensive than paid marketing ads actually usually, because like to get the backlinks, the people who give you the backlinks know the value of the backlinks, and the only way is like volume and or having like having a good strategy behind it, because yeah, it's not easy. It's like and it's time consuming, and it's but every link you get, you're like, yes, I got a link, like one more link to the pile, one more trust score check mark for Google, and hope this like helps our overall search value to them, because and it's like kind of like it's like a lot of stuff out there, all the content out there is crazy. It's like guides and like tools and like things like does the guide, when someone reads it, does it turn them into a buyer? I guess, like, is your copywriting, do you have copywriting on those articles that guides someone into a buying decision for you? Otherwise, like what is like the value of like somebody like going how to like tie my tie and clicking on it, the link, and then seeing the thing and then leaving, and then it's like, and you wrote this whole article on like how to like tie ties, and it's like you've like contributed to the world of like by creating a tie, how to tie this tie article that we all like would need or something, and you get those top results. But like if your business isn't in like the clothing isn't a clothier shop or something like that sells ties, or like has like their images of ties like involved in that, or like some sort of copywriting that leads somebody into like coming to your store and trying on some new ties, then it's really, yeah, it's not very valuable effort, and a lot of missed dollars. But it's yeah, this is tough. It's tough to know like what's paid and what's not. But there's like, yeah, there's the organic, and organic is way harder for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is way harder and it's time consuming too. That's why some people prefer paid marketing over organic marketing. But yeah, even if it's time consuming and hard, it is better than paid marketing in many senses. Now, I would like to know from you, what are some recent developments in the field of marketing that are worth looking at?
I say automations for and then taking instead of like just massing out like blanket like flyers, I guess, like using human touch points and natural, like well designed like contact, and like I'd say like it's almost like scaling your own personal or brand's like ability to create connections rather than like trying to like send out blanket advertising using automations. It's more like how do you like harness automations to scale you so you're everywhere at once. Like I'd say like yeah, automations is like where the money is like really exciting to be had, is like is finding those systems, implementing them, and then all of a sudden you have like it's like having a getting a dishwasher. Like you like every night you would like normally like you would have to wash your dishes, and take you like an hour. And so like and then like you get a dishwasher and like you just throw them in and hit the button, and it's like dishwashing while you do other stuff, like with like automation you should like using it to like send out like the 1,000 requests for me this month, pull the data of who I want to be sending the rest to, and send those on me. Like so it's like turning on the dishwasher, and then it's like and then you get like a washer, and then you get like a washer dryer, and you're like, man, I can like wash and dry my clothes too, like at the same time, like hit those buttons, go. So now you have like all your clothes are getting cleaned and the dishes are getting cleaned automatically. And then you have like then you get one day you get like a automated vacuum thing, and the automated vacuum thing like does all the vacuum for you with a click of a button. And so like it's like yeah, you should people the world of like extending your ability to be everywhere and do a lot of things, using automation as like a extension of you rather than a flyer, basically. Because like if you open Twitter, it's like 10,000 waitlist flyers, like 0.3 ETH waitlist spot, like join now. It's like, okay, that's a flyer. Like pointless 0.7 ETH, like this is a like a Bored Ape Yacht Moonbirds a Michael Jordan collab clone, but for like 0.8 ETH. Like it's a flyer. Like stop sending flyers, man. Like the sense like be the same person could like send out like 1,000 hays.
Mm-hmm.
And then if someone responds, then like if someone responds to the hey, don't send any more automations. Turn the automation off for them. Like you can like set those settings and like so they respond, and then so then you might have like, so you wake up, you have like 20 new conversations, and then you can be like, hey, talk. Hey, by the way, 0.7 ETH Michael Jordan Board Golf Club Moonbirds collab clone. Check it out. And they'd be like, oh shit, and they go and buy it. Like you can have like, you can create relationships. You don't have to like send flyers. You can send letters. Like send letters of open the doors. Like use automation to open doors. Like don't use and then have the touch points with the human and like ability, and like and you can hide the fact that it's like an extension of you. You don't have to like, people don't need to know that like it's automation. Like there's like the humanized like AI and automation systems are going to be like ridiculous eventually. Like there's a lot of stuff like people are doing that are just like, wow, it's like that like chatbot, put a chatbot like in an email with an email system, and then like every time somebody sends in a support request, use the chatbot AI to like check the database for the answer to that question. If there's no answer, send them back like sorry, we don't have the answer. And then like you probably like, could like fire like 10,000 of your support staff for like just taking your chatbot, like your MSN Messenger chatbot, and putting it on your email, or like have it like nurture your sales. Or yeah, there's like so much like to be done through like really like using those automations as like extending yourself rather than sending out flyers, I guess.
Yeah, automation is an interesting thing, I guess, in every sector, and it's making particularly marketing pretty easier and less of a headache for many people out there. And people like you, like who are into marketing, can focus on strategies more than most of the manual mechanic work that AI can handle. So
Totally.
yeah. So before ending this conversation, Josh, I would like you to give some words to the viewers of this podcast to take along with them.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for like making it through the watch time special, and getting us some great opportunities for future YouTube trending, and getting involved and checking out. And I think you'll be really successful at whatever you say you're going to do. We believe in you. We know you will do it. If you ever need marketing tips, advice, you're in the right spot. These guys know what they're doing. You're on the right podcast. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it, and yeah, best of luck.
He said it and you heard it. So this was it for today's episode. If you have any questions, comments, queries, suggestions, then jot them down in the comment section. I hope Josh would be pleased to answer them.